from the Paramount here in Huntington, New York. We are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Your three judges scoring this contest from ringside: Larry Hazard Jr., Kevin Morgan, and Carlos Ortiz Jr. At the sound of the bell, your third person in the ring, Sparkle Lee. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears white trunks with red trim. He weighed in at 154.2 pounds. His professional record, 11 victories against 2 defeats. He has 1 draw and 6 wins coming by way of knockout. From Freeport, New York, ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Day. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He wears red trunks with white trim. He also weighed in at a ready 154.2 pounds. His professional record, 8 victories, 2 defeats. He has 1 draw and 4 wins coming by way of knockout. From the beautiful borough of Brooklyn, New York, ladies and gentlemen, Courtney Kingpin Pennington.
You're ready to receive instructions. Obey my commands. Protect yourself all times. Good luck, guys. And touch gloves.
And it's a 6-round junior middleweight bout between Patrick Day in the white trunks with the red stripes and Courtney Pennington the other way around, red trunks with the white stripes. And this one especially for Patrick Day, who had a pretty rough 2015. This is a very important fight.
Absolutely, for both of these guys, it's going to be a turning point in their career kind of fight. One guy has 3 losses, one guy has 2 losses. This is the fight that's going to push them into the next place where they want to be, into 8-round fights.
And the referee in there is a young lady I gave her license to some years ago when I was commissioner. She's a former New York police officer, now retired, and she is one heck of a referee, Ms. Sparkle Lee. Always does a nice job in there, always in command. But another one who really lets the fighters work on the inside.
Absolutely, she's ref many fights of mine, and she lets you work, and that's the beauty part of those professional referees that know how to let you do that. The beginning of part of this round, you can see Pat Day's coming forward, and he's putting a lot of pressure on Pennington, which he's kind of is kind of keeping him off guard right now. So he's kind of moving around. He doesn't really know what to do right now.
Patrick Day, I'm told by Joe Higgins, his manager trainer, boxes out of the Freeport boxing gym, and I think you've worked with a whole bunch of those guys. They tell me that Patrick Day has never looked sharper or in better condition than he is tonight.
He's absolutely a gym rat. This guy's in the gym every day. He's in the strength and conditioning. I keep up with him. I've sparred with him. I've been to his gym. When I was an amateur, he used to weigh 140 pounds. He's a big boy nowadays at 155. He's definitely a full man. And you can see him on the inside now. He really wants to show who's boss in this fight and pushing him back. Even though he's coming forwards, he's actually always been a better boxer than a pressure fighter. I always believe that. If he was letting Pennington come forwards, he would counter-punch him and step around him. He has beautiful leg movement. He's a fantastic boxer. So it's different to see him to come out here and try to punch some holes in Pennington right now.
Well, I said earlier that it was a rough year in 2015 for Patrick Day. He had 4 fights. He won 2 of them, lost 2 of them, and in his very last fight, he was stopped in the first round by Carlos Garcia.
Yes, I remember hearing about that fight, and Patrick Day, one of the few fighters ever to actually look out for himself. He saw that his eye was hurt, knew he couldn't see. He said, "You know what? It's not worth it for me to keep continuing," and just stop the fight right there. Very smart move by him. Not too many boxers in this entire world that would ever make that decision.
Final seconds of the opening round. Patrick Day
You can see
against Courtney Pennington.
Pennington keeps moving southpaw righty,
Yeah.
very, very awkward. He doesn't really know what to do right now.
Final seconds. And there's the bell, opening round. So take your pens and pencils, put it down for your scorecard. Who did you have that one scored? And Kara, let's take a look at some of the action from round number 1.
You see the guys, they're both like really in there. Nice.
You have nice combinations coming from Pat Day, coming forward. And Courtney Pennington's really trying to be the first guy that makes the move. But he's just not able to throw enough punches consistently to get there.
Looking into the corner of Courtney Pennington there. Looks calm, cool, collected.
Yes, he's definitely looking like he's focused. He's ready to listen. Maybe take a different stand at this round. Maybe coming forward. We'll see what he does. I really don't like him switching lefty to righty. He's not doing it too pretty.
Have you ever seen him do that before?
Absolutely not. I usually see him coming forwards, and it's kind of different to see him going back.
So do you think he's doing that, Cletus, because he's a little bit confused at this point from the speed and the power jab of Patrick Day?
Absolutely. Patrick has one of the best jabs in Long Island boxing right now. You can see how long and hard he throws it. He's throwing each punch very hard, and he's throwing it from different angles. He's throwing left hand, right hand. He's throwing body shots. It's very, very confusing to Courtney over here.
Sometimes I think that when guys switch feet, they're like overcompensating for something, for whatever the reason that may be. If they all of a sudden start switching feet, and maybe something's wrong with one of their hands or something like that. I've noticed that as a pattern.
Yeah, absolutely. If something's not working out, sometimes you want to switch from lefty to righty. I do it sometimes, but I can hit hard in both hands, and I want to get a different angle. Courtney's doing it. He's not really focused on the technique of how to really use that to him. Like right there, you can't see. He really doesn't know what he's doing right there. Patrick Day's going there with a nice left hook to the body.
Right.
You're going to see that continually tonight.
Courtney Pennington had 2 fights in 2015. He won one, he lost one, and in his very last fight against Rich Neves, he won a majority decision over 6 rounds.
The fantastic part about this, too, Pat Day took this fight on a 2 weeks' notice. One of the other opponent, Sean Cameron, got injured, and he came in and took the spot, and he's actually taking the role of this fight, which is another fantastic thing.
And you know, from the Freeport gym, you said you've been there. Joe Higgins, he always has the guys in shape. He's a great trainer. He's like a drill sergeant in there, so they're always in shape and ready to fight.
Well, Joe was a drill sergeant, I believe, wasn't he?
I know he was a firefighter.
Yeah,
drill sergeant, that's new.
Yeah, I believe he was a drill sergeant. He's a. You can hear his voice throughout the whole night. He does a fantastic job with that. You can see Pat Day coming in with really fast combinations now.
Now, just a few moments ago, Patrick Day landed a lead right hand that maybe it didn't stagger Courtney Pennington, but he certainly felt it.
Absolutely. You can see Pennington keeps bending over. He's really trying not to engage as much now. And Pat Day definitely has more of the technique down, more than Pennington. Pennington he's not really finding himself yet. And I know Pat Day, though, has been in the ring with all top fighters all over the world. He's been hired to go to different training camps in Russia, in all over the country, just to get sparring with. So he's doing a great job tonight. Oh, there he goes right there.
Looks to me like Patrick Day is growing in confidence. Not only from the outside is he doing the job, but on the inside, it looks like he's really starting to have some fun.
Absolutely, but you see Pennington, he's trying to come with different angles. He's trying to hit him with the uppercut now, not just trying to hit him with that 1-2 punch, but Pat Day is relentless. He's coming there with some really brutal shots every time. He keeps his hands up when he's moving back. He's doing a fantastic job tonight.
Final seconds, round number 2, junior middleweight bout. What a round. I thought it was a very good round for Patrick Day in round number 2.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at some of the action from round number 2. I think it was basically all Patrick Day, Cletus.
Absolutely. You can see him just come in, he's throwing vicious shot. You can see he's throwing every punch so hard, even with the body shots. Because he's throwing his punches 3 or 4 or 5 at a time, one of them's going to land. And that's one of these things that these young fighters need to do. Throw 3, 4, 5 punches, because one of them are going to land. He's still working on the inside when the other guy doesn't want to work. That's one of the big things in boxing. You don't want to hold up when the other guy's tired. Don't let him, and just keep punching. He did a fantastic job this round, and Joe Higgins knows it, and he's telling him right down to dig down deep in his heart and throw it out there.
Joe Higgins, a father figure to Patrick Day. The two of them have been together for years, and they truly have a very special relationship. But then you know what? Joe Higgins has that with all of his fighters.
Absolutely, every fighter. Shawnee Monahan, one of the best fighters in the world. These guys all love and respect each other. It's such a beautiful thing to see.
This is round number 3, junior middleweight bout between Patrick Day in the white trunks with the red stripe and Courtney Pennington, red trunks, white stripes.
You can see Pennington try to come out this time, come out a little harder in the beginning of the round, but then he keeps getting pushed back about 30 seconds in, which is disappointing to see for himself, because he should just keep coming forwards and take those chances, because the fight's going to be over in a little bit. He doesn't want to go home and remember that he didn't get to do that. There he goes. But I would like for him to stay inside and keep throwing those punches, because it's going to be really hard for him to outbox Patrick Day.
You know, with the weigh-in yesterday, Patrick Day was telling me, I think you're going to like what you see of me in there, because I know you've seen a lot of me. And he's right. I do like what I'm seeing so far. Controlled. He's not rushing things. He's putting his punches together. And I love that, what I call the shotgun jab.
Yeah, he throws a beautiful jab, and he's throwing his punches straight. When he throws them straight, they look so beautiful. Sometimes he's trying to hit with that overhand right, that little hammer. He's just missing it over. He just needs to learn how to bend a little bit more first and then throw it. He keeps throwing it over his shoulder, but those straight punches look fantastic. Right now, Patrick Day's been putting on the pressure the entire fight. He's taking a little time off right now. This would be a good time for Pennington to come in there and show them that he's not as tired as you think he is, and he's going to come forwards and show you that even though you're tired, I'm going to make you even more tired, which he's kind of doing right now, which looks really nice. Because remember, it takes twice as much energy to go backwards than it is come forwards.
And this one is scheduled for 6 rounds. Patrick Day weighed in at 155, as did Courtney Pennington. Pennington 8-3-1 with 4 knockouts. Patrick Day 11-2-1 with 6 knockouts.
You can see Patrick Day's physique too. At 155, this guy is a built monster. You can see he doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. You can see every ripple in his muscle. It's beautiful. There you go, nice fast combination.
He's definitely he's the bigger guy. He's more physically imposing than Pennington, for sure.
Absolutely, and Pennington has the wider frame. You can see that he has the wider frame, but Pat Day's the taller guy, but he still has that boxer build that you really want.
He's just compact. He has like the right frame, the right body. You said it right.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I don't know how his training camp was compared to the others, but Pat Day came in here 100% ready to go, and on a short notice, so that's even better.
Right, 2 weeks notice, right?
Yeah, that's a fantastic job. That's another good round for Patrick Day.
Put that one in the books. This one, half gone. We'll be back with more of Joe DeGuardia's Rockin' Fights 23 after this.
Give me some of that cane.
I'm not aware.
Welcome back to the Paramount in Huntington, Long Island, New York, for this 6-round junior middleweight bout between Patrick Day in the white trunks with the red stripes and Courtney Pennington, red trunks, white stripes. So far, it's been a competitive fight, but it's been all Patrick Day.
Yeah, Patrick Day came out again nice and strong. Pennington tried to get him against the ropes, but because Patrick Day moves with his hands up the entire time, it's very frustrating to see that there's no openings for the guy. Again, his hands are up and he's right there.
Exactly. As you were saying it, Pennington let go with the left-right, and both shots were picked off on the arms of Patrick Day.
What Pennington needs to do is keep throwing those combinations, but then slip that uppercut like he was doing before, just to mix it up, because his hands on the outside, just like that old Customado the defense he used to throw.
Right,
up
the
there.
old peekaboo.
The peekaboo style. So right there is when he can throw those 2 wide shots and come right up the gut, right up to the top of the head. That's where his opportunity would be.
Customato, of course, the former manager of heavyweight champions Floyd Patterson and Mike Tyson, Catskill Thunder.
One of the best. He'd take his time and train each fighter particular to a certain style and teach him, tell him that's the only way to train. And that was the right way for that gym to do it.
There's Patrick Day with that overhand right that you were talking about before. Sometimes he doesn't throw the straight punch. He loops it a little bit. He has not had any success with that overhand right. There's a nice right uppercut by Patrick Day.
Yeah, the 2 times he just threw, he threw nice 2 body shots, and those are the shots that are working for him. He needs to learn how to keep instead of throwing that, wasting that overhand right, which takes so much energy up, to throw that to the body. Nice right hook to the body. You can't miss him. And if you do hit him, he's going to feel the power, which really, really is going to hurt him. There he goes, another good combination. Starting from the bottom, working his way up. Pennington needs to start throwing his combinations coming forwards. More than 1 punch.
Courtney Pennington with that 8-3-1 record. All 3 of his losses have been by decision. He has never been stopped.
No, and he's fought a lot of tough fighters. He's in there right now with another tough fight. This is the turning point fight. This is going to be a turning point for both of these guys in their career to see who's going to go from 6 rounds to 8 rounds in the future.
Pennington trying that double jab there, but as you said before, yeah, there's that overhand right that finally gets in. Those hands are held very high by Patrick Day, and he is just picking those shots off.
Absolutely, and he's picking them off easily, and he's blocking them so beautifully. It's so nice to see him do that. Pennington working on the inside, though, which I really like. Especially after getting hit with a big shot like that.
Pennington trying to dig down, feeling that he's slipping behind, trying to work inside at any cost, even when he's being clinched and held on to.
What I liked in that last punch from Pat Day was he didn't throw the overhand right. He actually threw it to the body that time. And he landed on his body instead of throwing it over his head like he normally has been doing. So let's see if he keeps continuing throwing that punch.
Round number 4 is in the books. And Patrick Day, I think, is just pulling away in this fight, in a competitive fight.
Absolutely.
Okay, Cletus Selden, let's take a look at some action from round number 4.
Here comes Pennington throwing his combinations. When he throws this, he looks fantastic. He needs to come up with a few more. Pat Day coming in with another few combinations and digging that left hook to the body. You can see the expressions on Courtney's face. And again, more combinations coming from Pat Day from different angles, and that's making a difference in this fight. Boom. That right hand, that hammer punch that he wants to throw. He just threw it a little bit this time, actually too short. Before he was throwing it too long. So if he gets that in there, he's going to really, really injure Courtney Pennington tonight.
There's Joe Higgins drowning his fighter, Patrick Day, dumping the water all over his head. And it's not a hot arena.
No, but at least they have these safety mats. The safety mats clear up all the water. It's fantastic. Especially me being a main event fighter, you don't want to go in the ring being soaking wet. Especially
I know how many times have we watched fights and we've seen all over the country just puddles all over the place. The safety mats are a great invention by Tom Clohessy and his group. Tremendous device.
Yeah, fantastic. You can see these guys are really going at it right now. This is probably the best start of any fight right now. Here we go. Pennington's coming forwards. Pat Day's digging to the body. Everybody's leaving it out. Pennington might have been a slow starter, and he's coming back right now. This might be the later rounds, might be his fight.
Well, he's got to feel it slipping away. And he doesn't want to lose this fight. I mean, you never want to lose any fight, but, you know, in his last fight, he did lose a majority decision in 6 rounds, and he told me at the weigh-in yesterday, he said, I want this fight so bad. If I can beat a guy like a Patrick Day, I am really back in the picture again.
Absolutely, especially in New York. He's from Brooklyn. You got Pat Day from Long Island. These are New York fighters, and they're fighting at the same weight class. There's only a few of them around, so it's fantastic to see them both put it on here tonight. And you can see Courtney Pennington has a different attitude now. I think he's taken Pat Day's best punch, and he's able to know that he can do it and come forwards.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he's seen you taking a good punch, and he's coming forward now. You know, if I take his best punch, and I can keep him fighting.
He's fighting with more confidence and more urgency now. I don't think he thought Day was going to be in as good shape as he was, and it took him by surprise the first 3 rounds. Now he's making adjustments.
Absolutely. But Pate played it smart. He kept going to the body at the beginning of the fight, which is nice. And when you weigh in and go into the weigh-ins, the first thing you do is you stare at that man's stomach. If you got a little fat on him, you want to go to his body right away. There he goes. He's throwing different combinations now. You see Pate has his hands up and he's throwing uppercuts, even with his left arm now.
As you guys mentioned earlier, Patrick Day was basically a last-second replacement in this fight, but he had been training for another fight which fell out, so he was in shape. It's not like he had to quickly get in shape. He was already ready. So one fight fell out, and he took this fight, just different opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's still in the back of your head. You still remember that, oh, you're supposed to be training for a different fight, but he's a warrior, and he wants to fight. He doesn't want to waste all that time in the gym. So he came out here tonight, and he's doing a fantastic job.
Nice double hook to the body by Patrick Day.
Absolutely. Look at that jab. It's so strong. It's so long. And he's on balance with it. Courtney has a balance issue as well. You can see he's hopping back and forth. Every time he throws a punch, he's never able to throw another one. If he had better with his balance, he'd be able to throw better punches. And he wouldn't be able to throw them with left hooks like a slap like he just did there. Even though it landed, if he threw it the correct way, he would hit him with it right on the knuckles and got Pate's attention. That was a
That's
good round.
the 5th round in the books. 1 round to go in this junior middleweight bout.
What do you
between
guys see so
Patrick
far?
Day and Courtney Pennington. I've got it a shutout across the board. It has been at times a real competitive shutout, but a shutout, I think, nonetheless.
Absolutely. That last round was Pennington's best round, so I'm actually going to give him that round. You got Pennington coming in with a punch, but then guess what? You got Pat Day coming back with 4, 5, 6 punches, and he's landing all of them. At least he's going to see Pat Day had his hands up again. He's going up the middle. Now he's throwing these uppercuts again. He sees Pat Day has this wide defense that he can hit him with these uppercuts, and at least he's going to what he believes is working, and it's actually working for him right now. In a sense that he's not getting pushed back and he's not getting taken advantage of. He's actually keeping himself in the fight, and he's looking stronger than he did in the last round.
Referee Sparkle Lee brings them to the center of the ring. They touch gloves, which is not mandatory. You don't have to touch gloves, but the referee will ask you to anyway. And the 6th and final round is underway. If you're just joining us, Patrick Day is in the white trunks, red stripes. Courtney Pennington, red trunks, white stripes. This is junior middleweights. Both these guys weigh 155 pounds.
This looks like it's going to be Courtney's round. Courtney looks like he's taking a little time off. He's going to pace himself a little bit. He's going to come hard. He's not going to overdo it because you can see he's a little bit more patient down than he was in the first 2 or 3 rounds. Right now, he's a little bit more patient, waiting for his opportunity, and I think he's going to put it all on him and leave it all out there at the end. And you can see it right there. He's digging those little shots, and he wants to he wants to work.
Would you say, is he looking for a knockout?
He's going to look for, he has to look for something. He has to look for something. He knows he's going to win by a knockout right now.
Now, if you were in Day's corner, and Cletus, I'll ask you this one first. If you were in Day's corner, would you tell him just move, keep your hands up, keep out of trouble?
Absolutely not, because that's exactly the energy and the momentum that the other fighter will be getting. In a 6-round fight, you need to come forwards as well and show him that you're not going to push him back and make him feel uncomfortable as well. Because if Pat Day can push him back right now, Courtney Pennington would become a different fighter and go back to what he was doing earlier. That was a good shot by him, and now he's thinking. Courtney's thinking because he got hit with a good shot.
And Kara, do you think Day should take off this round and turn this into the Patrick Day Invitational track meet?
I don't think so. Like Cletus said, it's a 6-round fight. I think that, and also in terms of practice, it's a great round for him to, the next fight he might be fighting 8 rounds, so this is a good opportunity for him to, practice in there and to go the distance and to fight throughout the whole fight.
Absolutely. This was a good 6 rounds, competitive. They worked the entire time fight. The experience they're going to get from here is more than anything they can do at home in the gym. So great point there, Kara.
I mean, if I was in Pennington's corner, obviously I would be telling him to go for the knockout. Try to find it, look for it, just fight really hard. That's all you can tell him because he is losing the fight on points, and the only way he can win is by knockout. So that's a different story.
Absolutely. And if Pennington finishes the fight strong on his feet, throwing punches, there's no shame in that. That's the way. It's not always about winning, losing. It's about the way you win and lose. Oh. That was a dirty punch right there.
Whoops.
He should have got a warning. Let's see if Pat Day comes back with something. Up. And Pennington hit him a little low there, too.
I think it was earlier in the fight, first or second round, you might see him do that, but in the final 30 seconds or so of the fight, you're not going to see him do it, not taking any chances.
Absolutely not. Yeah, you're right. And you can see Pat Day know what he did. He didn't come back with a legal shot. He hit him with a good body shot, and got his attention again. Said, I'm the bigger man right here.
Final seconds. Courtney Pennington trying to get the right hand in. This one goes to the cards. Put your pen and pencils down. And let's take a look. Cletus, watch this. They always say, protect yourself at all times.
Yes,
and here's why.
You can see Sparkle's in there. Each fighter is supposed to take one step back. Pennington doesn't take a step back, and he throws a punch right there. He should get a warning right away. He's got
a warning, or should she take a point right there?
It's late in the fight, last round. He should just get a warning. If this was early in the fight, I would give him a strict warning. I would never took a point off, but I would give him a strict warning. And if he did it again, especially with that low blow, I would then took a point right away.
And I've seen a lot of referees do that. And what you mean by that strict warning is they don't say, hey, watch that. They say, you do that again, you are going to be taking a shower. We'll be back with more of Joe DeGuardia's Storm Boxing Rockin' Fights 23, waiting for the decision, which I think is only academic, but we'll find it out when we come back. Welcome back to the Paramount here in Huntington, Long Island, New York. David Diamante has the scorecards. Let's make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action here at the Paramount, we go to the judges' scorecards. Kevin Morgan and Larry Hazard Jr. both scored this bout 59-55. Carlos Ortiz Jr. scored this bout 58-56. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. From Freeport, New York, Patrick Day.
No surprise there. Courtney Pennington was play acting a little bit, putting his hands up as if he was going to win that decision, as if that would have made any difference anyway by raising his hands. He does drop a unanimous decision. Patrick Day now ups his record with a nice, if you want to say, comeback win. He's now 12-2-1. And Courtney Pennington has just seen his record fall to 8-4-1. Cletus, let's get up to Kara. Castronova stands by with a happy winner, Patrick Day.
This fight on 2 weeks' notice. How did you feel about your performance?
Sorry to correct you. I came in on 10 days' notice, but I've been training for a long, long time. My fight in November, I lost. It was a shocking upset, and I lost a lot of sleep since then. It's just been a 5-month nightmare, and I just worked. I worked my way out of it. A lot of people would have sulked and stayed in the shadows crying, but I got my way out of it. I worked hard, and it feels good to be in victory under the lights. I worked my way out of my position, and I have no one to thank but my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for giving me a beautiful team like my trainer, Joe Higgins, my beautiful family back there. God bless you guys.
I know that last year was a little hard for you. This year is going to be different?
Absolutely. To be completely honest, I don't plan on losing anymore. You know, tonight I give myself a C+, B, you know, B-. My timing was a little off. I haven't fought in 5 months. But I'm going to get warming up. You know, I'm going to stay in the gym. My trainer here, I want to thank him for not giving up on me. I was a former prospect, #1 in the United States, and I lost by TKO the fight before this. So I want to thank him for staying by my side and not getting upset. You know, he's family too.
Well, congratulations on, it was a great fight. I think that you're going to go on to many more victories, and I really do look forward to watching that.
Thank you, Kara. It's an honor. And Yeah, it's an honor to
Thank
be
you,
here fighting.
Kara, and
It's my homecoming.
congratulations.
Figure a homecoming after a loss. Shout out to
Patrick Day doesn't want to give
Jody
up. that-
Warrior's prospect right there. That's my big brother. I thank him for
Patrick
coming
Day
out.
now,
But it's a
12,
beautiful, it feels so good to fight in Long Island.
and
This is my
1. We
homecoming.
wanna see
I'm from
more
Freeport, only
of
30 minutes
Patrick
away,
Day.
and I plan on returning.
All right, congratulations. Keep up the good work. You look awesome.
We got Pat Day.
Patrick Day
Patrick
coming
Day.
over to us. You look great, buddy. You look great,
You look
buddy.
great, but you look like you can fight 6 more rounds. That was fantastic. You did a
Patrick
great job.
Day.
Great job. Steve Joe.
He
Beautiful.
looks
You did a
tremendous.
fantastic job, buddy.